Hello. Hello. Bella here. I want to keep on the conversation I've been having in the last couple of videos about my journey from kind of being in a isolation, not isolation, but in kind of a social comfort zone, and I'm going out of my social comfort zone now, really connecting to people in much more intentional and, for me, new way, where my old ways of being in the world and socially are not present anymore. What I'm really doing is I'm stepping into a new paradigm of being as fellow human, relating to other fellow humans. And it's cool. What always happens when I have the intention to step into a new paradigm is that things that are blocking that naturally, because I 100% believe that that is my and everyone's natural state. And so I think that fluctuates how much, but I think for me, I'm here to relate and connect to people. And as it often is, the areas where we have purpose, where we have soul alignment, and just where our souls truly want to be, there can be a lot of challenges. Like in early life, it's like that's usually parts of our life where there is more, where we're supposed to be, and basically what our soul really wants to focus on in this lifetime, and wants to learn and grow as much in. Of course, there will be a part of that journey that has where there is a lot of challenges around that aspects. And for me, it's friendships, connections, network, social, authenticity, authentic expression, communication. And it's been a long journey. It's been a fun journey. And I think it's just become a lot more fun the last couple of days, or the last couple of weeks, as new wisdom has landed and my empathy has developed in conjunction, which is very interesting, which everyone says, and you're like, oh, but really, how can that be a match? But it's become much more easy for me to be empathetic, like going into other people's situation, being someone I would like to meet, a friend that I would like to have, as I also became as I am becoming more clear what my boundaries are, because I used to have very little boundaries, used to think that I had to accept a lot, and that my needs and desires were wrong, and then so I should not have them and definitely not express them. And that's the thing, you have your boundaries. They just are what you have. Like you want what you want, you need what you need. That's just being human. And then we try to not want what we want and not need what we need, and it hasn't been working for me. And then I did learn about boundaries in a way that didn't feel like a child trying to say, this is me, mine, but more an adult that is, this is what I need, this is what I want. I'm primarily giving that to myself, and then communicating that to others too. There's much less force. There's just this, because it's cleaner in the energy, because I feel like I don't have to excuse. I have accepted that this is what I want and need. And I have realized that that doesn't make me a bad human being, and it's not asking too much. So that's been a cool journey. Interesting that came in. But it's cool when I do these videos, because I always have reflections, since I'm just free flowing. That the last month or two or so, like I did learn about boundaries in a way that I really resonated with, and I learned how to actually apply and have those conversations sometimes needed. And it's not just about having that one-time conversation, but actually being willing to enforce them in those moments that you need to. And I'm very much not perfect there. It's so easy to just be nice, just be not say it, you know. It's easy, you think it's easier to not say it, but as I have found, it's not actually. It's so much easier to say it. It's some kind of discomfort in the moment, like actually I need this, I don't like to speak to anyone before 9 a.m, or you know, I need days off messaging with anyone, or you know, when you say that, I actually don't appreciate that. Yeah. And this is an ongoing conversation I'm having with everyone close to me that it's relevant for, and even more with myself. And as that has happened, my ability to be empathetic and kind to other people has also grown rapidly, which is cool, because I've been kind of, what I used to be was in the mindset of like, they're not giving me this, and they're not giving me that, and they're not giving me this, and they're not giving me that, so fuck, no, I can't say that, but I don't know if I can say that. So if that, I'm not gonna give them, like, you know, when you're disappointed, when your boundaries are being crossed, you're in a stress response. You are in a stress response, and that strengthens the mind. It kind of closes your perception, and you become more self-absorbed. And that's really how it's been. I feel so much safer now in many different social, and I'm becoming feeling safer and safer. I know I've got me. That is the big thing. And I know, yeah. And so I'm becoming safer. And then when you're safe, you can actually like be empathetic, go into the other person's perspective. How would I want to be received right? How would they want to be received right now? How can I give to them in a way that doesn't cross my boundaries, but gives to them? Finding that and asking myself those questions has been wonderful, and it's created so much joy and alignment. I didn't understand how important that was. And it has continued now. I've been doing healing. I've done some very powerful healing processes the last weekend. It was 4 healings. One of them was a 2-year-old, and when you find these 2-year-old inner children, like the young ones, babies, like those are so powerful, because they really, like, I've found that those are the ones that kind of create your core beliefs, as they're called, your core ego beliefs, like the way you just think, that's just the way it is. I had one of those, like it is scary to go into a room of strangers or just talk to new people. Like that just is, like I just thought that was going to be an ultimate fact in my existence. And yeah, through this healing and through actually going back to where I was a baby and alchemizing that in the process that I do, that I will talk more about, I realized that doesn't have to be the case. And I did a few other of those kinds of very, very paradigm shifting in a belief system around relating to people, those kinds of healings. So it's been juicy, and it's cool now. Like, it's not that from one second to another that things are not scary anymore. What has happened though is that I'm now aware, like what was before just given limits in my world. Like, of course I'm not gonna write in that group chat, like I wouldn't do that, like that's like I wouldn't even go there, like, because what if they don't answer, and like, oh, that's scary. That was a thing I just noticed today, actually. Like, it was an edge for me to write in it was a group chat I'm in with relatives, and I've always been like a silent reader in group chats. And I said that I found like, I wanted to show love and like connect, because of course I'm challenging myself to do that, but the instinct was to not write. And what I do in this period when I've done the healing, because the healing is like, it propels me. That is gonna be core underlying as an overarching theme in everything, because that is what has helped me the most, is that I go to the block and I alchemize that, the root, and I alchemize that, and then it's like, it's so much easier. It's not automatically, it's like I break a default pattern. That's what I do. I break a default pattern. So when you've broken the default pattern, it's not like automatically, directly. Sometimes it's like that, which is cool. But it's not, usually it's not directly that the new pattern forms. But that's where I have to use my intention, my inner adult, and go, now we do things differently. Like I have proclaimed in the healings that I do, it's an intention there to be differently in the world from that healing on. So I wanted to share that, because it's not hard work. I don't believe it has to be. When you do this, when you got to the root, it's not hard, but it does require awareness and devotion to that, like awareness and focus on it and just like noticing. So it's very cool how I'm doing it now, actually, that I'm having this challenge and also doing the healing in the meantime, because then I'm continuing, and I'm giving myself no choice but to continue, and I then can bring that intention to continue in a new way. So this I think it's only been like a week or two, but it's already a lot of shifts already. It's cool when things start to happen. I'm like, why did I even think like that? Why did I act like that? When your old self becomes like, what? Then that's when you've like alchemized. Quantum leap, some people say too. Switch timelines. Paradigm shifted, when you can't even like, what? So that's cool, noticing those things. And like I'm saying, there's still some nervous system activation still when I'm doing this, because I'm doing new things. There's always going to be, I think for me, just a little bit of a nervous system activation. It's not like, I have massive anxiety and I can't sleep, but like I woke up this night and I usually just sleep, and I just woke up for a little while, and just noticing those. And that's when knowing how to soothe yourself, knowing how to regulate your nervous system is like the modern word, but just like ground yourself, center yourself, actually how your body becomes calm and realizes we're safe in this. And this is something I intentionally need to do in these times where I'm at my edge in many ways, and through these big things where I've been so limited and led by my inner children, that in this shift, when I'm creating a new pattern, I'm showing a lot of compassion towards myself, and I'm definitely just having like wanting to focus on just, we're good. Breathing and loving meditation. I'm gonna go to my parents' house tomorrow and sit in their jacuzzi and walking, nature walks. So yeah, that is how I am. That is the full update of what is happening in my world right now, when it comes to the social connection. So yeah, now it's just done what I feel like the big healings that wanted to happen. We'll see, there could be more, but like yeah, I feel like now it's more this soothing and doing differently, going a little bit toward more edge, a little bit every day. Thank you so much for this, for listening. If you're here at the end, it is really, really nice for me to, like I always say, but I really love these little videos, and I hope, and if they inspire in any way, please let me know if you have any questions or anything. Mwah!